At this difficult time, it's understandable that people are becoming increasingly frustrated, angry even at the unprecedented disruption to their lives caused by the coronavirus outbreak. Over the last 24 hours, my inbox and social media feeds have gone to overdrive with reaction to the latest draconian clampdown by the government. Typical of the messages I've received is this from Theo McAndrew, a social worker from Islington in South London. He writes, "My father gave his life for his country in the Falklands conflict. His father was killed on the Normandy beaches, his father before him at the Somme. My great-great-grandfather was shot dead by a sniper during the Boer War, his father blown to bits by a cannonball at Waterloo. And now the Tory government want to stop my Pilates in the park class. Talk about gratitude." Others, on the other hand, are taking the lockdown in their stride. Lucille Davis from Fife in Scotland sent me this photo. She says, "My husband Ronnie is a train driver and he's more than happy to work from home." But as the outbreak worsens and the death toll rises, many people find themselves looking for someone or something to blame for the outbreak of the virus itself. People like Stez Marshall from Wigton in Cumbria, who writes, "When this shitstorm's over, I'm gonna kick the shit out of all the fucking Wuhan bats." Yet if infected bats are getting a bad press, one thing is certain from my inbox, and that's that Britain is overwhelmingly a nation of animal lovers. Former Football League referee Leonard Dickinson from Haltwhistle has been in touch, and he writes, "They say dogs are man's best friend, and that's certainly true of my best friend Jasper. He's 10 years old and has been my faithful companion through thick and thin. The death of my wife, my recent brush with cancer, and now coronavirus. Being over 70 and with underlying health issues, I can't think of anyone I'd rather be confined with as I settle down to 12 weeks in isolation. Jasper is my chum, my confidant, and if the worst comes to the worst and the shit really does hit the fan, I can always eat him." On a lighter note, Maureen Black from York is full of praise for the selfless attitude of the world's celebrities during this difficult time. She writes, "I admit to shedding a tear of joy when I saw that video of Wonder Woman star Gal Gadot and her famous friends singing John Lennon's Imagine. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try." And speaking of which, imagine how U2 frontman Bono's song must have raised the spirits of those poor Italians. Yes, there was silence. Yes, there was no... How I laughed at Judi Dench and Giles Brandreth washing their hands.
The Owl and the Pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea green boat.
They took some money and plenty of honey.
The list goes on and on. If only the stars of Mrs. Brown's Boys could do a version of Danny Boy, it would make the COVID-19 outbreak worth it. But not everyone shares Maureen's view. Jeff Simpson from Southampton says, "That Miriam Margolyes woman turns my stomach, virus or no virus." But how are celebrities coping at this difficult time? On the line from Manchester is Stephen Hawking impersonator and Britain's Got Talent auditionee, Gary Milby. Gary, thanks for joining us. How's it going?
Fucking shit, to be honest. Since this coronavirus bollocks kicked off, work has dried up totally.
That's dreadful, Gary. What sort of work have you lost?
I was due to open a community centre in Skipton next week. Cancelled. Same for a personal appearance at the new Matalan Superstore in Crewe.
Phew, wow. And have you been compensated at all for this?
Have I peckers like bastards?
So what are you going to do?
I will probably have to sell my wheelchair. Go back to being a fucking postman.
Gary Milby there. Tough times for showbiz. Now, one shaft of sunlight in the darkness has been an incredible upsurge in creativity. All across the country, people in lockdown have been killing time by painting, knitting and making amusing videos. Shop assistant Mallory Gibbons from Hexham has turned her hand to writing poetry, and she sent me this poem entitled Chancellor of My Heart. Rishi Sunak, eyes like melted Karamak, effortlessly debonair, crisp side parting in your hair. Well, that's about it for today. Keep your emails, texts, tweets and comments coming in. You really are raising the nation's spirits. As for me, well, Boris Johnson says we can only go for one walk a day, but he didn't specify how long the walk should be. So me and the dog will be heading out shortly and won't be back until dusk on Thursday of next week. Till next time, stay safe and stay isolated.